It's so for everybody here in the group, if you can see us and hear us, leave us a comment. We're streaming to multiple channels. We're in the Facebook group. We're on YouTube. We're on our live stream page. So wherever you are, there's definitely a place that you can chat in, say hi, let us know that you're here, hit the like button, hit the heart button. It's John and Travis. We're here in the group live today. If you would just kind of just say hi, or let us know if you're on the live stream or if you're watching the replay, because this is automatically going to be archived in the group as a replay too. So even if you're just watching the replay, we love you too, and we want to know that you're here. So just say hi to us, let us know. You can just type the word replay, and that'll let us know you're on here at the replay too. And what we'll do is we'll actually get an alert that you type that replay, and then we can actually watch along with you and answer questions if you have any as it comes up throughout this training. This is going to be a extremely valuable training. We've never actually talked about this subject before, Travis.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for today because, one, it's new. We always get excited about new stuff. And to John's point about the replay, we also like when you guys comment on the replay because I know a lot of you ask for it. And I want to make sure you got it because we do send it to you, and I'll make sure that you get into it. But I'm excited to share with you live. I'm excited to share with those on the replay. Really about today's about a bunch of clarity because there's a lot of stuff out there that just is old information. It's not accurate. The world has changed so much as far as being able to get students in the door efficiently and quickly without having to do things that used to take months and months and months to do. So I'm excited to kind of wipe the slate clean of knowledge for everybody today because this is brand new and I'm really pumped up to get into it. So if you're ready, go ahead and type ready in the comments. If you're excited to have a new perspective on how to really just use your website, how to get people in the door for free, for really nothing in today's day and age. So I'm excited, John. Go ahead and type ready if you are ready to hear this brand new training that we have never done before.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, we have done, that's not actually 100% accurate. We have done this training, but it's only been for our high level mastermind. This is the first time we've actually done it in the group here. So I'm excited to share it with you guys. This has always been reserved for our paid elite mastermind group. So the fact that we're able to share it here today is super exciting. So if you guys are ready, type the word ready. What we're going to be talking about here really is how to get people in the door of your school for free. And not just word of mouth, not just walking in parades or putting up lead boxes. Like, this is an actual digital strategy, but it's so easy if you get it done right. And we're going to be using a tool called Google Business Profile. It used to be called Google My Business, but this is such a valuable tool. And I'm excited to get into it. So I think we got some people on live now, Travis. Looks like we got some people commenting. So that's cool. So awesome. So I guess let's just jump into it. I think main points here, we're going to talk about really what is the Google Business Profile? Like, what is that? How does it work? Why should you set up a Google Business Profile? And then I want to share with you some of the secrets that the web developers and the SEO gurus have been hiding from you, because, I actually hired some of the best SEO people in the world to show me how to set this up. And actually, I wasn't even looking to set up Google Business Profile. I didn't even really pay much attention to it. I just thought, like, yeah, of course you need to have a little business profile. That's fine. But what I actually discovered was this is the sort of like linchpin, if you will, of getting traffic in your school. And so then I'm going to give you an organic path to the possibility, this is not a claim or a guarantee, but the possibility of $100,000 in revenue with almost $0 in ad spend. So that's exciting. Those are the main points we're going to be covering right now. Like I said, not a claim, not a guarantee, but I'm going to show you the math that if you implement the stuff we're about to show you could result in possibly $100,000 in extra revenue without any ad spend. So who's excited for that? If you're excited about that, just say I'm excited in the chat.
I'm excited, John. I'm ready to go. Let's hear it.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So as you guys are watching, if you have questions, whether you're on the live or the replay, definitely chat those in. I'm going to be just pouring out information on you. So if anything pops up, Travis, that you think of, or that somebody chats in from any of the channels, we're streaming live to multiple channels. So, we're going to be pulling in all those comments from everywhere and throwing those up for you guys here, and hopefully trying to answer them live. But if not, definitely in the chat later on during the replay. So first let's talk about like what is a Google business profile. It used to be called Google My Business, which I think they made a smart move changing the name. It's kind of weird. Google My Business is a strange name for something, but I get where they were going with it. But the Google business profile makes a lot more sense. It's basically this free tool that Google actually owns, and you can use it to promote your business. And what happens is it basically sends free traffic to your website. It gets you free traffic and actually real estate on Google. If you've ever typed in the name of a business, you could try this right now or after the live stream. If you type in the name of your business and the town that it's in, if you have your Google business profile set up, even if it's not set up correctly, if you just have one, it takes up like half of the page on Google. So if you look at the whole side of probably this side, this whole side of the screen is your business. Like, and if you set it up correctly, the way we're going to show you, you can have like an entire full page of just your business. So it's a super valuable tool to have set up, and it's owned by Google, which is the #1 search engine. So when people search on Google, they're actually going to give you favor by having that set up. So when you have this all connected and it's connected to your website, you're able to post like updates and stuff if you want to. We found that there's a few things that you can set up, but you don't need to be like on there. It's not like another channel of social media you got to be posted to all the time. It's really a kind of a set it and forget it type thing. But it's awesome. There's even now a chat feature that they've released recently in the last maybe year or so, where I actually used this myself. I was looking for a piece of like a drawer handle for a piece of furniture, and I searched it, and a Google business profile came up for a local place. This is actually how I discovered this chat feature. Was this Google business profile came up and it said chat, and so I clicked chat. It just opened up a thing on my iPhone that looked like a text message, and I'm like, hey, I'm looking for this piece, here's the part number, and they replied back like, yeah, here it is. And I actually was able to order it through them. And then later on I realized it wasn't even a text message, it was this other kind of Google business profile chat. And I was like, well, that's super cool, man. So and it's super easy to set up too. So maybe you're getting like a little fear of technology, because I know a lot of school owners get into this and they're like, oh man, this is more technology I have to learn. Trust me, it's so easy to set up, and it's very simple. And if it's something that you really want like some hands-on help with on how to set this stuff up, you can just type the word game in the comments right now, and we'll actually get on a game plan call and show you what it looks like for us to actually walk you through this step by step. So if that's what you're interested in, and you're just like, I don't want to try and figure this out myself, give me the roadmap, type the word game in the comments. We're happy to get on the phone with you for 5-10 minutes and give you a game plan on how that would look to work with us more directly. So pretty cool.
Yeah, and one thing I love about the Google business profile is, as with any business, Google wants people using their systems and using the way they code things and everything. So they actually have an internal desire to promote businesses that are using their processes and have things connected in a way where you can use that chat feature, because Google wants you using Google, and they want people to experience. They want John to be able to find the handle quickly and be able to get that drawer handle ordered, because then he's just going to use Google even more. So Google has an internal desire to promote your business if your Google business profile is set up correctly. So I'm excited about that, because now you kind of have Google on the side of your business. They're kind of working for your business because it benefits them too. So hopefully you guys are seeing value. If you see the value in having something like this set up, go ahead and type value in the comments, just so we know, hey, we're on the right track. This is something that's pertinent to you, something that's helpful for you. But John, what do you got next as far as, okay, that's kind of what it is and a little bit of a glimpse of how it operates.
Yeah. So let's talk through a little bit about why you should actually set one up. If that's not enough already, to have Google on your side of your business with a mutual benefit to put students in your school. Like, it's basically like saying, let's partner with Google. Let's set up this thing and let's let Google send us students. I mean, it's an amazing thing. And especially for the amount of time it takes to set this up, you could probably do it in like an hour, like really literally maybe 2 hours at the most to set this thing up. And then it just continues sending students to your school for months and months and years without really any maintenance on it whatsoever, if you set it up correctly. But really, so if you have an optimized Google business listing, so if it's set up the way we show you, if you do all the steps of actually setting this thing up correctly, there's studies that Google does. I mean, Google, if anything, is a data. I mean, they just love data. They analyze it. They send out reports. They do all sorts of things. But one of the reports I was reading said that if your business, your school has an optimized Google business profile, you're 70% more likely to attract local students from people who might be looking around for something. So if someone goes in, for example, and types in, they're looking for whatever you teach and your city, if you have a Google business profile, you're actually 70% more likely to get that person to actually contact you and walk in the door. Like actual foot traffic is 70% more likely if you have this set up correctly. So whatever style you're teaching, if somebody types that in with your city and you have your business profile set up right, you got a really great chance of getting them in the door, which is huge. That's what it's all about, right? We talk to school owners all the time, and they're just like, man, if I could just get more people to come in. Well, here it is. This is one of the biggest secrets for it. The other thing is, if you have this Google business profile set up correctly, it creates an instant trust because it actually puts your business on Google with pictures, with information. You can have questions being answered right on there. You can have a frequently asked questions section, pictures of the outside of the building, pictures of inside the classroom. So, I mean, you can have all this stuff on there on Google. So people will look, their URL says google.com, and then it has your search, and then your business is right there. It just puts like this instant trust so that people are like, oh, this is a legitimate school. They're actually doing doing stuff right. And it just looks more like legitimate. Plus that real estate we talked about, half of that page just being completely taken up by your business is huge, right? If somebody does a search and there's 50 results here in text, and then you've got a beautiful business profile over here with pictures and all sorts of links to different pages on your site. I mean, that is just going to give you so much of it just by sheer odds. If they shut their eyes and click the mouse, they're going to end up, 50% or better chance that they end up on yours as well. But the other cool thing is, if you have it set up correctly, it shows up on what's called the Power Pack. So if you've ever searched like near me, like sometimes I'll search for like, if we're out of town, I'll say, Italian restaurants near me. And then you see it actually pulls up Google Maps. If you haven't noticed, Google Maps has because it's near you, right? If you have your Google business profile set up, it puts you right into that, what they call the Power Pack, which is the first 3 that show up. And so that is so valuable because some people don't even know you can click view more. They just think, oh, there's only these 3. Let me go to that one, right? Let me go to the first one. And the way that you get on there really is just setting up your Google business profile correctly. There's some other things to it, like reputation management, which you can also do right inside your Google business listing. But really, it's about just having that thing optimized and set up.
That's awesome, John. Because what has been revealed to me about that in this whole process is I was also in the place where if you wanted these type of results on Google, you had to go out and hire. And feel free to comment if you've ever been told this before, like just me too, or raise your hand, or I've been there. That you had to go out and hire what's called an SEO expert, search engine optimization expert, and you had to pay them for $1,500 a month for at least 3 months, and they would have to do a bunch of blogging and a bunch of posting, and it would take 3 to 6 months to really optimize the Google search results. And maybe in 6 months you might be in like the first page of results, and you're paying them this whole time. Meanwhile, they're asking you for blog content and all this kind of stuff. You're like, what am I paying you for? I'm doing all the work. That's what I was kind of told. If I wanted to get a website to the top of the search or in that Power Pack, it was going to take 3 to 6 months. This is not a knock on SEO people. This is a very good friend of mine is an SEO expert. And he was like, yeah, if you hire me, it's going to take 3 to 6 months. I'll give you a deal, $1,500 a month.
Right.
and then, in 6 months, we'll be able to get, your search engine results better. So I think a lot of people have been told that. If you've been told that, go ahead and just don't feel ashamed. I think we've all been that. And there was a time where that was accurate. That was the only way. And it was a kind of a grind to get your search results. There were other ways, but for a time, there was an era where that was the case. But John, what would you say now is kind of how it looks?
Yeah. So again, there's some validity to hiring an SEO expert, but it's really, I think when you're trained in SEO, search engine optimization, if you're an expert in that field, um, most of the training is done on a national level website. So they're trained, like if you go to school to be an SEO expert, they're teaching you how to do search engine optimization for like Coca-Cola and national brands like that, where, yeah, there's so much web traffic and competition between those things on a nationwide or worldwide level that, yeah, you've got to be blogging every day. You got to be doing all this stuff. And it does take 3 to 6 months to see any kind of difference because I mean, it's just such a crazy space. What they don't teach these SEO experts in school is that there's a huge difference in local traffic, and Google has really found that. Google has seen, like, we can cater to all these multi-billion-dollar companies, which they have a lot, especially on their ad platform. I remember one day they just snapped their fingers and like tripled the cost of ads on Google, and they were like, "Yeah, we're just catering to the big guys." And all the little guys just kind of like had to go away for a while until they released some more tools and made things a little bit easier for us little local guys. But most of the search engine optimization rules that you hear from these gurus are based on big national campaigns. And what Google figured out is, with this little tool, this Google Business Profile, they can dominate because they own the tool. So you're optimizing the number one search engine in the world, which is Google, with this one simple tool. And that's the number. If you look, and if you could Google this right now if you want to, what is the number one biggest driver of local SEO success? And you're going to see it's a Google Business Profile. That's all it takes. And then reviews are going to be the second place. And the reviews you actually manage inside of the Google Business Profile. Yeah. So it's all in the same place. And I think what happens is a lot of the typical SEO services, they're just, I mean, quite frankly, useless for the value that you get as a martial arts or dance or whatever you're teaching, any kind of style you're teaching in your school. It's a useless thing. Restaurants, like anything local, SEO services are not worth the time, because an SEO expert can't just go in and set up your Google Business Profile and then charge you enough money for them. It's not a good business model for an SEO person, right? They have to, the way they make their money is by spending time writing blogs, making content, doing the things called citations, and all this fancy tech stuff that requires a ton of time. It takes all sorts of resources. It takes a ton of expertise. You have to have technical knowledge. You got to be able to measure results. That's why a lot of times these guys want to send you these reports. And I think it's just a way for them to like let you know, like, hey, I'm actually spending time on this stuff. But is that what you're paying for? Are you paying for someone's time, or is what you're really paying for is, let me get some students in the door, right? That's what you really are paying for. So sure, I'm not saying they're a scam or they're ripping you off or anything like that, but is it something that you should be paying for? I say no. If you don't know how to do your taxes, you should be paying someone to do your taxes. But if you don't know how to optimize your Google Business Profile, you should just learn how to do it, because you just do it one time and it's set up, and no one is offering like let me just set up your Google Business Profile. If they are, they probably aren't doing it right, because it's not a sustainable business model. Right. You can't, I mean, it's not that hard to do. You can do it in a couple hours. What can you charge for that? I mean, What's great about, if you have an optimized Google Business Profile, it not only it almost instantaneously increases the traffic to your website, but it also has some tools in it that will help you get some insight, and then you can actually start to see results right away.
Yeah. And hey, maybe you're sitting here listening to all this stuff and you're like, okay, I'm overwhelmed. You're talking about blogs and citations, all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. If you're telling me there's a simple way to do it in a couple hours, just show me that simple way. And if that's you want that simple step-by-step thing that we've shown plenty of owners how to do, just go ahead and type the word game in the comments, and we'll see, hey, is your profile set up correctly? Is it even set up, or is this the first step for growth for you, right? This is an important step. But there's other steps too that we train people on and help people on. So just go ahead and type the word game, so we can just take a look at what's going on at your business, at your school, and see what the best step to really just get more people in the door. Because that's really the goal. That's why the name of the group is what it is so we can just get more people in the door, because everything we do, we want to make sure that fits our goal of getting more people in the door. So go ahead and type game, and we'll just talk to you about, what is the next best step for you to get more people into the doors.
Exactly. And let's talk about like what this could actually look like numbers wise, right? So if you were to, let's say, based on increasing the search results, You get some more traffic to your website, which means more people coming in the school, more phone calls, etc. If all that did was help you, let's say, get an extra 4 students a month, right? If you got 4, even 5, let's say you got 5 students a month. I'm just going round numbers here, trying to make the math easy. If you got 5 students a month for 12 months, that's an extra 60 students, right? And if you got an extra 60 students and they're all paying on average $150 a month, that's an extra $9,000 a month in a 12-month period. That's $100,000. And how much did it cost you to get those students on the floor? $0 in ad spend. That's all coming organically from your website, basically, because you have a Google business profile set up that's sending people to your website. Now, are there some caveats to this? Of course. Number one is your website's got to be optimized for that too. So you got to have a website set up that has a good offer on it, that is optimized for the Google business profile, optimized for the Google business or for Google itself, and all that stuff. So not to say that it's so easy that anybody could do it, because if that were the case, then everybody would. But if you have the frameworks, which is what we're experts in, to set this stuff up, it's not difficult at all. And so that's why we love to offer these game plan calls, because for one, there's nothing for sale on the game plan calls. So if you want to get on a call with us, just ask us some questions about this, and you're not a fan of like typing in comments, just type one comment, just one word, game, and we'll reach out and set up that call with you. Or you could reach out to us directly. You could probably find our profiles in the group here. I'm John Evans. That's Travis Klaben. And Ignacio is our program director. So you can message any of us directly, and you can get on that game plan call and ask us some questions. Or even if you want to just chat back and forth, if a phone call is too big of a commitment for you right now, we understand a lot of people have a fear of commitment. That's totally fine. If you just want to just ask us some questions, well, that's what we're here for. Our goal, Travis likes to use the word celery test, right? Is that a
that's from Simon Sinek?
Yeah, Simon Sinek. So yeah, what passes the celery test for us is, does this help school owners? And so if it does, we do it. And that is what we're trying to do right now, is help you. So if this has been helpful and you're like, I'm just going to run off and try and set up a Google business profile, awesome. That will help you. If all you did was set one up, that's going to help you. Now, if you want to optimize that and you want the frameworks and the guidelines of how to actually do this step by step, just get on the phone with us. Let us walk you through a game plan of what that would look like. I guarantee you it's going to be easier. It's going to take way less time. We've done it, hundreds of times already. We know where you're going to get stuck, what things are easy. There's a lot of options on Google Business Profile too that you can do that you don't need to do. And there's also some kind of like hidden options that we can show you real quick that will totally boost results. So if you want that stuff, go ahead and comment the word game right now, and we'll get on the phone with you and we'll walk you through what that looks like. And again, nothing for sale on that call. That's really just a call for us to kind of get to know each other and to give you an actual game plan on what your next steps could actually be.
I love it, man. Can't wait to hear from y'all. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat, even if you're on the replay, because we'd love to jump, like we said earlier, jump back in and get those questions answered for y'all. Because really the game plan call is about providing clarity. Maybe your Google is set up correctly, but your website isn't optimized for when people come to the website to get them. You're getting a lot of views, you're getting a lot of traffic to your website, but the setup on the website, the experience isn't drawing people in the door. Or maybe your website is set up that way, but the Google's, so all these things kind of work together in a system. And that's why we want to do those game plan calls, because we want to see where you're at in that system and just what kind of puzzle piece we can place to really just finish that whole puzzle. So that way you just get a steady flow of students.
Love it. Yep. Awesome. So, if we don't have any more questions coming in, I think as we wrap up, just one final invitation. If you're looking for a strategy to set that up, or maybe you just are like, I've got all that stuff set up, but I need more students in the school anyway. I'm still getting 3 or 4 or 5 students every month from my website, but I need more. Book a game plan call. If you look at some of the other content in the group here, we're experts in getting students in the school. That's what we do. So if you need help with that, definitely reach out and type the word game in the comments right now. We'd be happy to shine a light on maybe where something is missing. Because if you're not, here's the thing, that it took me a long time to figure this out. If you're not where you want to be, there's a gap, right? And sometimes closing that gap is as easy as asking a question or having someone ask you the right question. And it can open your eyes completely. And that's what these game plan calls are for, is for us to just give you that insight and that clarity, because a lot of times it just takes someone from the outside looking in to shine a light and go, oh, here's where your barrier is. Let's remove that barrier and watch the floodgates open. So if that's what you want, and that's what that's what gets us up in the morning, that's what gets me excited about doing these live streams every week, is to remove those barriers. So if you want that barrier removed, just type the word game in the comments right now, and we will reach out and give you a ton of insight. And we'll see if you're a good fit for something that we have, or maybe point you in the right direction to some free resources that we have. Or maybe you'll be more of a fit for one of our masterminds or programs. Either way, we'll figure that out on the call. And there's, we don't do any like hard selling or anything like that. We just want to have a conversation, and we want you to want to have a conversation. So don't feel any obligation to type the word game. If you're not ready, don't do it, because we only want to talk to you if you want to talk to us. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's always a great time in these group, and I just love being here. So hope you got a lot of value. Hope that you got a ton of insight here. And that's all we've got for you today. So we will see you next week, Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, right here in the group.
See y'all.